Okay, so anyway, this is part 2. So she was like 97 years old, and so I went over there. I'm like, I'm gonna use my talents for good, like, and I love it because it brings so much people joy, and it's just like when you give of yourself, like, it makes people happy, especially if you're doing it with a pure heart and you're not trying to like get anything from them and like not try to look cool, or I'm not telling these testimonies like to be like, look how awesome she is, because I have like thousands of testimonies, but these are just some that I'm starting off to just show other people like it doesn't take a lot. Like, it really doesn't to just give someone a compliment, or like go beyond yourself and like say, I'm gonna help this person, like clean up their house, or like any of that stuff. Like, yeah, it takes time, but like giving people a compliment like doesn't really take any effort, or just saying something sweet to somebody, because I was so messed up when I was younger, like so hurting inside, that as I grew up, I said, as the Lord healed me, I said, man, if I was that messed up, I said, I know other people are bound to be that jacked up like me. So I said, even if you look, all put together on the outside, and I come to find out everybody is jacked up. So at least, spread some joy in their jacked upness. So, anyway, so she's like 97. So I went over there, I brought all my nail stuff, and, so she sat in the car with me, and I like did her nails, and I said, can I do your nails? And she was like, no. She's like, they're all like twisted up from arthritis, and like they were all twisted up, and like she was like ashamed of them, and she like didn't, and that's probably why God had me do that, because that was something that made her feel ugly, and that's just like what he uses me with. Like, he uses my arm as testimony, and I felt so ugly growing up with my arm. Like, no one's ever gonna love me, like, no, I'm never gonna be attractive. So but anyway, so now he uses it to like open people up. So she's like, no, my nails are all twisted up, my hands and my fingers. And I said, please let me just do it for you. I said, it would make me happy. And I said, I can do it. I said, I'm going to do a French manicure. She's like, oh my God. So I just sat there and I spent time and I just talked with her, and I made them like so pretty. And she like cried. She like cried just from painting somebody's nails. She was crying. And you know what she told me? And it like makes me so emotional, because she was like, this is the nicest thing anybody has ever done for me. And it's just because I did her nails. And I think it was just because she lives in a nursing home. So like what happened is, after I did that for her, she felt so beautiful. And then she went back to the nursing home, and she said everybody was like, that is so awesome, like your nails are so beautiful. And everyone, she was like, everybody was jealous of me. Like, it was like, imagine in the nursing home, like like a high school, almost. But she was like, everybody was like, where did you get that done? Where'd you get that done? So it just made me feel so happy, and I gave her a picture of me and Aiden, and she put it on her wall, like, and it was just like so beautiful. And that's just like taking time to just do little things like that, especially using your talents for good and not just hoarding them to yourself. And God will use that, but that is things where God says, I'll give a cup of water in my name, or give, anything in my name, and it'll be like, I'll write it down, and it's like, that is so true. And it's just like, we don't think about that as Christians. We think like, oh yeah, it's just this world, and we're more like focused on now, instead of like being focused on there, which is like for eternity. So imagine like a minute compared to like 1,000 hours, or like beyond, never ending. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to lay at Jesus's feet as like a sacrifice, because it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of energy at all. And so people can like use excuses like, oh, I'm busy at work, or like, I don't leave my house at all, I work from home, or like, I got a family, I got, to focus on, or I got my husband to worry about, we're going through debt, we're going through this thing, that thing. But those are all excuses, really, because like I said before in the other video, like, everybody goes, even if you walk, even if you don't have a car and you're walking the streets, that's almost like more of an opportunity where you're going to see people pass you by. And you'd be so surprised, like, what people are going through when they just say, oh Lord, just give me a sign. And or that might, it's made so many people like say, wow, you're the real deal, Lindsay. And I'm like Todd White says, he goes, if I'm the real deal, that means other people are not the real deal. And trust me, I have plenty of people that don't think I'm the real deal, and that don't get along with me. And and it's sad, I'm human, but I just have to be true to myself. And yeah, it's a lonely road, trust me. Like, and if you want to really serve God, you're most likely going to be alone a lot of the time. Or none of my exes got it. Nobody understood. And it was like, You know, hence why I'm single right now. But no, I'm just kidding. But so I have to choose, like, I have to choose this path, and like everybody does, and it just has to, it doesn't have to be lonely, because God is like definitely my source of like love, and you know, I'm accepted by him. So like, yeah, there's days where I'm like, oh, this sucks, but ultimately, like, I know when I can't come back after I'm gone and pray for people or take time to minister to people that God tells me to minister to. Like, that time is gonna be gone. Yesterday's gone. I can't go back and change anything. Like, nobody can. And yeah, you know, I don't have like the greatest job and, you know, the best things, but you know, my son respects me and loves the Lord, and like, you know, my mom loves me, and you know, it's just like, I mean, yeah, my family, you know, whatever, but you know, my mom gets it. Like, she was there. Like, it was awesome. Like, she knows. We would call it like our treasure hunts. Like, we would pray, and she's like, and after I had my son, I was like hardcore, like, you know, I was a single parent, like at 6 months old, and you know, I was like, Lord, just use me anyway. So me and my mom would sit in the car, we'd be like, all right, we're gonna go to this next place. Let's pray about who we're gonna see there and what is gonna be wrong with them. And like, you know, it's like so jacked up that I think about it now. What person jacked up are we gonna be able to pray for? You know, and so we'd be like, oh, what are you getting? And then she'd be like, what are you getting? And so we would like talk about it, and like, I remember this one time, it was like awesome. There's like so many times, but this is one that sticks out. She goes, I feel like somebody's going to be there with like a cast in their hand at, you know, and we were going to go to Quick Check. And like, the person was there with a cast on their hand. It was like awesome, and we got to like pray for that person. Because at that point, you got really no excuse not to pray, because you're like, oh God, okay, this person's going to have a red sweatshirt on with the A on their back, and, you know, brown hair and a patch over their left eye. And it's like, they're really there. And then it's kind of like, if you don't go pray after that, God's like, you know, and there's been times where I've said no, or I'm like, no, I'm too busy, and like, and then I'll think about it all day, and I'll be like, what could have happened, you know, like, if I would have just stopped and prayed. So I try not to do that too much, because it like, not haunts me, but I regret it after. So, but anyway, this is just funny videos, and I just want to make like, this is the real me, and like, you know, a lot of people don't understand me and stuff like that, but, you know, to people that do, like, at church that have known me from before God started changing me to now, like, they're like, you don't even look the same, and it's so true, and it's because I don't feel the same. God healed me, and of just all these things that were going on inside my mind, because yeah, my arm hasn't grown out yet, which is another testimony that my mom, through that, God is going to definitely do it one day, and I definitely know it. I know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. So, you know, it's just like, this is just like testimonies, like, to show that God is like so real, and it's all in the little things. And she was just like blown away, the woman inside just now. Like, she was like, you don't understand, this was so nice. And you know, she's like in her 70s, okay, and she does it for a living, gives money out to people that can't get stuff themselves, scholarship programs. Like, just think about that. No one's ever done that for her. She's years of doing that, and it's like, to buy a small meal, I said, well, it's not that much. She goes, no, you don't understand. This is amazing. And it's like, I just want to encourage you guys, like, you never know, like, what small act of kindness is going to, like, blow someone's mind away. And she was like, I pray that God keeps you safe and blesses you. And, like, she's a Christian. So it's not always about praying for the lost. Like, it's about being Jesus everywhere with everybody. And yeah, I mess up and make mistakes, and I wish I could, and I regret things. I wish I could change the past, but I can't. And so I just have to look forward and know that I'm doing this for a reason, and knowing that Jesus is accepting me no matter what happens. And, you know, it's just, it's beautiful. This life can be beautiful, and yeah, I have bad days, but it's all in the little moments of life that just make me so happy to see that my personality, or things that were so jacked up at one time, or my horrible, you know, just insecurities, that, like, that makes me who I am now. And you know what, no matter what, like, I'm starting to really love who I am, and I was at one time hated what I saw in the mirror. So, you know, that's for everybody. And so, you know, I just love you guys, and I just want to encourage you guys, just from everything I said. I don't need to drag this on any longer, because, like, I don't even know who's really going to get to the end of these videos and actually watch the whole thing, but I hope so. Try to keep it fun. Anyway, God bless you guys. Bye.